Welcome to Learned in Go-Go, the podcast. I'm your host, Sydnee, and I am also the author of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. And it's Wednesday, guys! What is going on? First Wednesday in February, and I've already got awesome Mortimer's here, Lizzie, Skull. Welcome, guys! So glad you're joining me again tonight. I can't believe it's February already. It's weird because January took a year and a half. But at the same time, I'm like, wow, it's already February. So I hope things are good in all of your worlds. I know some people aren't feeling well, so I'm sending healing vibes to my friends who are under the weather right now and struggling with things. Oh, we have Dustin here tonight too. Welcome. So I'm hoping that we might have a special guest later, but haven't heard. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, so happy to see everybody in the comments. All right. Can't stay long tonight because you have an interview tomorrow. Good luck, sweetie. You are going to ace it. You got this. And everybody send good energy for that interview tomorrow for sure. And Turkey Man in the house is awesome. Yay, lots of good lucks for Skull. Very cool. So, what's everybody up to? What's new? What's exciting? How many people have seen? I'm gonna give myself a little on today because how many of you watched the episode 2 of The Red Huntress last night? I want opinions. I want to know. I was so excited to watch it when it came out because I filmed my scenes. If you haven't seen it, I played 2 different characters in it. I'm actually in the credits 3 times, which is pretty funny because I also was announced as someone in there as well. But yeah, it was so much fun to film and I could not wait to see the episode. So if you watched it last night, definitely give me your opinion, and maybe all the eyeball jokes I've been making lately will make sense once you've seen the episode. But it's really, really funny. Awesome. So Lizzie and Mortimer watched it. Thank you. That was so fun. I can't wait to see where this story goes. So it was really cool. Love the new episode. Thank you so much. Because in the first episode, if you haven't seen that, I am in it, but I'm not in it. I'm a voice. So I do get credit for being one of the, I think it's Voices of the Forest is what it is. So if you go back and watch episode 1, let me know if you can guess which voice is me. And that was really fun because with a lot of us that are involved in making these indie projects, it's the reliance on crowdfunding, on Indiegogo, on all that to make it work. So I love that these perks are available and you don't have to be on set to participate, because the voice thing I was able to do from home. And then when I decided that I would love to be part of the cast, then I had to fly out to Chicago for that. But you can be involved without having to leave your house, which is pretty cool. Let's see what... Skull has some good news and bad news about my book. Let's see. Oh, I finished it. I loved it all the way through. Thank you so much. Yay. Thank you. I'm glad. I hope that there's some helpful stuff in there and that you got a good laugh. Mortimer says, all I can say is the elephant blew me away. Don't get down, no spoilers for the people who haven't seen it. That was quite a feat. Ha. Big feat for the elephant. But yeah, that was really fun. And if any of you have anything that you're currently working on that you want to promote, put it in the comments. Let's all lift each other up. You guys know I always say it, when the tide comes in, all ships rise. So let me know what I can shout out for you guys as well. Okay, Dustin says that we can spoil. No, I don't want to like spoil the storyline. It's really cool because it's kind of horror meets fairy tale, and it takes place back like in the 1800s, and it's just really cool to see, knowing what the sets were like, knowing what we had to work with the budget that we had, and then seeing what Keith and Mackenzie created from all of that footage and the way that they added to it and just made it so cool. So cool. So let's see here. Oh, yes. So Skull made us a Discord channel, right? Please, I'm old. Please put in the comments exactly what I should say to promote it, because I don't want to say the wrong thing and look like an ass, but I really don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not that familiar with that platform yet. So please type out what I should say in order to promote it so that people that are familiar with it will know what I'm talking about, because I know I'm going to sound like an idiot. I don't know that platform that well. So yes, Turkey Man 2 Valentine's Day response videos start tomorrow, and mine will be up February 13th. Oh yes, and on the 14th, there's a special announcement involving Turkey Man 2 in the person's response. I cannot wait to see that. That's so cool. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Turkey Man 2, please follow the page on Facebook. I think Turkey Man 2 is also on X. I kind of bailed on that platform. But Turkey Man 2 is a villain, and he's looking for a Valentine's Day sweetheart and asked many women out on dates, and these are the responses to his advances. So it's a fun little entertaining thing to watch. Okay, Facebook, X, and Blue Sky. So please follow Turkey Man 2, and that's like doot doot. Are they I's or are they L's for the 2? And check this out, because I can't wait to see all the videos. It's going to be really funny. All right, so Severian is here. I watched the first episode the other day. It was excellent. Can't wait to watch it. Oh, awesome. Yes, it is posted. I thought I sent you the link, silly Billy. It's all over my page. So it's in YouTube. If you just search The Red Huntress episode 2, the second chapter, it'll come up. So yes, I didn't realize you didn't watch it yet. So fun. So much fun. And the one thing that's really fun too is when you're participating in special effects, like maybe you have latex all over your face and the Uber's coming. So you rip it off your face and then you have to go get on a plane. You get some funny looks. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, we're looking forward to, Dustin says, I really hope episode 3 comes out soon. I hear a vampire kit will be used. I heard that as well. I'm not in episode 3, but from what I hear, they will be filming it in March. So look forward to that in the next few months. And I believe starting with 3, it's going to be on Tubi. So then it'll be probably still on YouTube, but also on Tubi, which is very exciting. So I can't wait for that. Sorry, I got to wet my whistle a little bit here. Let's see here. It's not true, so I can put this up here. Are those chemical burns from bomb making materials? You can't say bomb in the airport. Didn't you see Meet the Parents? Bad things happen when you say that. So let's see here. All right, Mortimer is still working on Bloody Bones. We are all very excited to see that. Can't wait. And working on some real ancient Greek music. That would be very cool. And I loved, Mortimer sent me a song that was very cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing where else that evolves, because it's just constantly, all these projects are constantly evolving, and they're so fun to watch go from an idea and then become a reality. It's so cool. And oh no, YouTube hit you for promoting the server. Send it to my Facebook Messenger, and I will say what you say for me to say. Oh, say, can you say? Yeah, if you send it to me on Messenger, then I can read it. Yay, Eric is here. Bomb, 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 bomber. I knew what you were doing. I don't want to get in trouble for copyright of Beach Boys, but yeah, I don't know what you said wrong, Skull. They're very picky. Whoever is like monitoring YouTube is either like lets everything fly or lets nothing fly. So that's just weird. But when I get that, I'll let you guys know about the Discord server for I'm like losing track of what's for what. That's for goddamn program. Pretty sure. I will know when he sends it to me. I'm a part of it. You ever feel like you just got like all the plates spinning and you kind of lose track of what plates where? So another thing I'm super excited about is Curse of the Ghostwriter, which a lot of us are also involved in. Oh, Erica was asking if that was Ben Stiller's line at the airport. I know when he was like, "What if I'm a bombardier? Bomb, 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 bomb." Like, but I just remember the bombardier part. But he might have done that too. I love Meet the Fockers. That's my favorite out of that series of movies. Every time Meet the Fockers is on, I have to watch it because I want to be Roz when I grow up. I want to be Ben Stiller's mom in the movie, who is played by Barbara Streisand. And I absolutely adore that character. And that movie just cracks me up every single time I watch it. So, yeah, what did we get sidetracked? Plates. We've got plates. Spinning. Lots of plates. Curse of the Ghostwriter. That's what I was talking about. My buddy Johnny is the creator. He's fantastic, amazing, and a lot of us are involved in that movie. And again, still being filmed. I can't wait to see the final project for that. We've got Bloody Bones with Mortimer. We've got Red Huntress, Curse of the Ghostwriter. Killer Cox will be coming out soon, I hope, and a lot of you are involved in that. You know, Killer Cox, just when you thought it was safe to go back to the coop. So definitely follow that as well. Awesome. Let me see. Okay. So come join the Black Flame Discord channel. Let's have some fun, listen to some tunes, and watch the madness. So I can. That's so funny. I conjured James up. That's so funny. Yes, I will put the Discord all right. If it'll let me copy it, maybe I can put it in this and it'll go out to both of you guys because I'm on Facebook and YouTube. So let's see if I get kicked off of my own YouTube, how funny would that be? I don't know if that's ever happened. But that is the link for the Black Flame Entertainment Discord channel, and then you can join us on there. Like I said, I'm on there. I'm old. I will figure out what I'm supposed to be doing on there. And let me just see if we can get James on the podcast. Say, hey, I'm doing my podcast and just mentioned your name. So it's funny you messaged me. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, so hopefully he will hop on too. I love this. So many friends. So many friends. So let's see here. Oh, I read Erica's comment wrong because, oops. Lizzie is gonna rock at Colt. I feel like I missed. Oh, okay, yes. Looking forward to promoting Killer Cox at the Colt Classic Convention. That's another thing I've been learning is that there's like more conventions than I ever knew. Like I knew about the big ones, but man, every time I turn around, all my friends are at conventions, and I'm like, that sounds fun. That sounds fun. That sounds fun. If I could split myself into like 100 different people to go all across the country, if I had that kind of dough, that would be fantastic. But no, what I was laughing at was Erica put, there's a fist for everything, and then she meant first. But that just cracked me up. Okay, yeah, he can't join us right now. So. Please hold. I'm about to put my theme song back on. Okay, so sorry if you can hear my boom boom of my Facebook Messenger. I'm a little bit scattered today because, like I said, plates spinning. So you're watching like real time brain meld because my brain is everywhere right now. Hey, Keith, you hopped on after we were having an entire discussion about the Red Huntress last night. Where were you, sir? Rebecca, hi! Thank you so much for hopping on. That is so awesome. But yes, Keith is the creator, director, all things of the Red Huntress. So he did a fantastic job. So cool. You guys all have to go check out that episode. And like I said, episode 1 is on YouTube too. You can go watch episode 1, get caught up on the storyline before episode 2. My problem last night was I knew it was live, but I didn't realize that meant it was going to pop me into the show live. And I missed like the first bit. And I'm like, did I get cut out of the one scene? And then I'm like, oh, I'm an ass. And then I restarted it from the beginning and I'm like, yay. So let's see. Yes, hop on here and escape drama. We don't need drama. This is a drama-free podcast. All right, Skull is saying, love the new episode. And I'm so glad you caught us live too. We just come on and chit-chat and have a good old time. Let's see here. And Skull's saying, brain has been racing for the past 3 days. It's like crazy. Like all of a sudden I will sit there and just completely flake on what I'm doing and have no idea and have to like hit the reset button. And I know everybody's like, well, everybody has foggy brain, but no. There's a certain section of us, females in a certain age group, that are all dealing with the same thing right now, and it sucks. So obviously that's not you, Kyler. You're not. I don't think perimenopause is a problem for you. But for the rest of us, it's very stinky. So yes, so we've got Red Huntress. We have Curse of the Ghostwriter. We have Bloody Bones. We have Killer Cox. We have, what's the new one with Bill Whedon? Something Man Funk. Put it in the comments, somebody. What is it? Our Man Funk? Again, plates. That's another one follow because that looks really, really cool. And also, yes, we've got 300 views of last night's episode already, and it's only been out for 24 hours. That's pretty friggin' cool. Let's see here. Don't want a case of Danzig's lazy nipple. That's a Saturday night show reference, and that now I'm picturing Glenn Danzig's lazy nipple. Yes, Our Man Funk. Thank you, Dustin. That's what I thought it was, and then I had a moment of doubt. So thank you for confirming that. And there's also we talked about Turkey Man 2's Valentine's Day videos, and I was so happy that I was asked to do one. It was a lot of fun, and mine will be shown on February 13th. I cannot wait. But follow Turkey Man 2 and check out the videos. What I think all of us need right now is some levity, just like some silly fun stuff. Sometimes you just need to not be so serious, and you need to just let your brain have a rest from the stress. And that's why I love all of these projects, like the Trauma Now ad I did. Johnny asked me to bring back my Creighton that I was in Power Positive Murder. I named her Militia. And I got to just film a quick little Trauma Now commercial in my basement. And I had a blast doing that. Do something fun. Just go, put music on and dance around in your underwear. It doesn't have to be a filming thing. I mean, you can film it if you want. OnlyFans has got room for everybody, apparently. But, do something that brings you joy, that's silly, that, brings you back to that state of when we were kids, because that's why kids laugh so much during the day. And the older we get, we kind of get away from that. We need to get back to that childlike fun of just being silly and, like just doing something because it makes you laugh, not for your job or because it's your responsibility, but because you just enjoy it. So that's your homework this week, kids. Do something silly fun. Let's see. Skull says, don't mention the evil nipple. I didn't even know about Glenn Danzig's nipples until this past year, and now I can never unsee them. It's kind of scary. Let's see. Oh, Reaper's got the grind. Very cool. Keith has Doodle Bob. I love Doodle Bob. I reference SpongeBob just about every day of my life. So, and Erica is agreeing. Absolutely needs silly fun. It keeps you young, I think. Definitely keeps you happier. Oh, thank you, Lizzie. She said my trauma promo is fantastic. Absolutely love it. So because you guys are on the podcast, I can give you a little inside story about that. Johnny asked me to do it a couple months ago, and I'm still dealing with this stupid arm. I want to break it off and stick it on the shelf and walk away from it. I had acupuncture again today, which is why it's not too bad right now. But when I was in Power of Positive Murder, hopefully I don't get cut out of the movie. It's not done yet, so hopefully I don't wind up on the editing room floor. But I had my hair all teased out. I'm sure you guys have seen the picture. I had the stripes across my face. I wanted to look the same. So I was waiting until my arm got better so I could tease my hair, and it hasn't gotten better. So I'm like, okay, we're not going to be that diva about the character. We're just going to, because my hair is naturally wide anyway. It's like up on my head tonight, but it gets bigger. So I'm like, it's fine. So I had my lines to say, and I was trying to remember them, but when you're doing other filming thing, everybody's, don't look at the camera. Don't look at the camera. So I had to learn not to look at the camera to do these other projects. And then I'm like, well, in this one, I'm talking to the person watching it, so I need to look at the camera. So I have all this going on in my head, and there's a line where I say, you can watch all the classics like Romeo and Juliet. Well, in my brain, I knew it wasn't Romeo and Juliet. And for some reason, I kept saying Gnomeo and Juliet. Do you remember that movie with all the little gnomes? So like a whole bunch of my takes that were really good, we couldn't use because I said Gnomeo instead of Tromeo. That's showbiz, I guess. But I think that the end one, the way that Johnny edited it together, is hilarious, and I love it. So the other thing was that I was trying to shoot the 8-ball into the hole, and I couldn't, and that's why I came up with the part to just get pissed off and like shove it in the hole like a cheater anyway, because I'm supposed to be a cretin. But it was like, honestly, I was getting frustrated because I can usually, sink a ball, but I couldn't that day. But it was a lot of fun. So let's see here. Oh gosh, you guys are rocking this comment section. Let's see. Skull is going to keep your clothes on. Thank you very much. Hey, your house, your rules, buddy. Whatever you want to do. We got Mortimer, who's already shirtless. Again, your house, your rules. Hey, Leah's here. Hey, sweetie. Thanks for jumping on. Yes, if everyone can give Erica good juju because she needs answers from the doctor and relief. So let's all send her healing vibes and good juju because I do believe that sending energy helps. So whatever you call it, if you pray, if you can send her prayers, if you send energy, good vibrations, whatever you call it, please send them her way. Let's see. Yeah, and Dustin says, I know the feeling. Let's hope we all make the cut because Dustin is also in Power of Positive Murder. And says, Romeo and Juliet is amazing. I just watched it the other day, and I agree. I enjoyed it very, very much. So, Keith, stop it. He says I go shirtless at night and disappear into the dark. I wish my sister was on here. She would be pissing herself at that. That's so funny. And Mortimer is sending healing vibes from the crypt. So that is awesome. Cool. So today is the first Wednesday in February, which I said at the beginning of this podcast. And last week, which was my last podcast of January, I forgot to mention that January 25th was my 1-year podcast anniversary. Maybe I did mention it, and I just don't remember now because my brain. But I wanted to acknowledge that it's been a year, which is crazy because sometimes it seems like I just started doing this yesterday, and other times I feel like I've been doing this forever. But it has been a year. So if you haven't, you can always go back to the beginning of the podcast. They're on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and on my Facebook page. I lovingly call my first episode the book report because it sounds like I'm reading a book report. I had notes up all over my shelves. I was reading. It was like, thank you for joining me on Learn and Go Go. It's horrible, but it shows how we evolve, how we change, how with practice, I hope I've improved. So I wanted to bring on a special guest tonight, and we can all discuss the last year because this is.
Let's go. Don't you know? Don't you know?
This is my friend Frankie who got me into this gig.
I wonder if anybody remembers me. I wonder if we still have some of the same audience that we had when we started a year ago. Don't you love how I have former producer there too?
Oh, that's hilarious. First of all, I love your new setup there. That is fantastic. We both have completely new setups here.
Yeah, I switched. So I'm not in the studio. I'm in the basement right now. Actually on the bar because I moved a lot of business meetings today, as we talked about earlier. So I needed a lot of room because I had a few people here that were doing business meetings.
Gotcha. Well, Erica says, "Oh, hey, Frankie.
Hey, how we doing? It's good to see you. Good to be here.
Yeah.
I just came from a meeting, like literally, like they were still talking, and I was like, you know what, I got to get on there.
Thank
So
you.
I got everything I needed.
That's why you're in your good shirt.
So I'm in the good shirt. Yeah, that's why I'm in the good shirt. I think I had a backwards hat on earlier.
That's funny. Well, for those of you who don't know, Frankie and I met at a food drive that they held in Philly every year. The local radio station that we both love, WMMR, puts on the Camp Out for Hunger every year, and it's the largest food drive in the country. So I decided one morning I woke up early and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to the camp out. Like I had no plans to do it beforehand. I just grabbed some cans of food on my way out to donate and wound up running into Frankie and
Yeah,
we
I
started
took pictures of
talking.
you. You were standing there, and I was like, "Hey, let me get a picture of you." And then it took me like 6 months to get you the picture, and then I went to network, and what did you send? I think you sent me the book, and you thought that I read it, and I was offended by a couple of things. No, it wasn't that at all.
No, well, just to back up a few steps, he was there to take photographs for the camp. It
Oh yeah,
wasn't
so
just some weirdo that was like,
oh
let me
yeah,
take
no,
a
yeah, I was the
picture.
photographer, so
He's a
I've been
weirdo, but he was
yeah,
there
definitely
with
weirdo,
it.
yeah. So I do photos within like for the station last like 3 years now. So that was
Yeah.
my for a second camp, I think it was.
Yep. But it was like, I love Frankie to death, but Frankie will ghost you forever and then just
I need my
reappear.
breaks.
So he was like, "Oh, you want to be on my podcast and talk about the
Yeah, that
book?"
was
Because
it.
I,
Yeah,
I
the
would
plug
have the
everything.
books
Yeah,
with me because I literally carry at least one copy with me everywhere because you never know who you're going to run into. And that day at Camp Out, I met Danny Briere from the Flyers, gave
that's
him a copy of
my
my book.
boss.
Yep. And, a couple other people. So he was like, "Come on my podcast, talk about the book." Great. Then I don't hear from him for like 2 months.
It was about 2 months.
And then,
We
we
went back
wound
and forth a lot. So we went back and forth a lot. There was conversation within, and then there was a stretch.
yeah,
Um,
it was the
that I think
holidays,
I don't know where it was. I think it was either the holidays or I was like mentally just coming out of like all the BS that I went through.
Right.
And then and then we were ready to rock and roll. Then you came on and you were literally I'm gonna take the floor here because it was one of my favorite parts. You
I'm
came on,
shocked.
we had a great show, and like we got done, and you were like, "This was awesome." I'm like, dude, you should just do it. And I think but within 3 weeks, I think we had the pilot episode, which is the one where you're reading that script. That was so funny.
Well, what
And
was funny was,
anybody that's a fan of Sid, she knows that her dogs love getting in the way of all of her workouts and stuff like that. Well, Muffy, my wonderful niece, literally was jumping on my lap as I'm trying to produce her show from the basement, and she's like right above me.
that
And
was
then
so funny.
yeah, go back and listen to that first episode, and then listen to some of the stuff that we did. It's like night and day.
Yeah,
It was a year.
I'm giving you the blessing to go listen to that episode, as embarrassing as it is for me. Like, I think it's funny now. But the funniest thing was, like I said, I have these shelves in front of my desk out in the living room.
I like
And
your
I
layout
literally
now. I'll tell you that.
thank you. Yes, my
Yeah, I like it.
podcast room.
Yeah, it looks good. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Shout out to
And
Dave.
they were completely covered. And I'm like, oh, this has to be an hour. Like, there's so many words. This has to be an hour. There's like 22 minutes.
Yeah,
Maybe. And I'm like, oh.
We've revamped the entire. I think we've revamped the entire thing. Like and I would jump in too. So I would comment and like obviously having some experience. So just real quick, I don't mean to like the plug or anything like that. So I've been doing this for like 6 years. So I knew that when I was going to team up and kind of like mentor Sid to get in the podcasting, I knew she was going to be in good hands. Like I knew that if we were going to do it together, there would never be any dead air. Plus, like we know how to talk to each other, but just having somebody that like has done it for so long and like being able to transition and stuff like that. Like I said, go back and like watch like for like over the new fans here. If you haven't seen any of the episodes that her and I did together, definitely go check them out. They were a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think I did season 1, which is crazy that this is season
1
3 now.
I know, dude, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Holy
but
shit!
Every episode I would do stripper cinema, and I'd
we had all types of
a
good
movie
segments.
that either was about stripping or had a strip club scene in it. So that was something that I've kind of abandoned since then. But that was a lot of fun doing my movie reviews.
Yeah, we had some good ones. We what was one of the ones that we did from Dusk Till Dawn? No. Yeah, from Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah, such a good.
Had to do.
Yeah.
See, now it's falling out of my head.
We did a couple.
Elizabeth Showgirls.
Showgirls. Yeah. You really got into that one. That was good. I was
Showgirls is awesome. I love that movie. It's so bad that it's awesome.
Yeah.
So everybody put your favorite movie that contains a strip club scene or is about a dancer in the comments, because I want to see what I missed. Because I know you guys have a lot of movie experience. So I want to hear what you think. And Mortimer says, that's me and Reaper for the horror barbecue. We just get our theme and off we go. Yep. I love that you guys do that every week and have different.
Is that one of the crew members from Saturday night?
Yes.
Thanks for checking in.
Yes, he's one of the newer ones.
He's one of the newer ones. Okay, I know that there was the one guy that's always on there.
Reaper.
Yeah, well, I know Reaper. He's the host, I believe, right?
Yeah, now it's Reaper, Cody, Mortimer, and me.
So before it was just you, Reaper, and another gentleman. Who was that?
Human the host.
Longer hair.
Yeah,
he's pretty. I like listening to him. He's pretty cool.
He's good people. He just wanted to go in a different direction.
So just for a record, real quick, that show is wild, and I'm not that I'm judgy or anything like that, but it's just something like I've never seen before. So I always break Sid's chops about it. I'm like, dude, wow, that show's wild. Maybe I should get on there.
Frankie doesn't get it.
Maybe I should get on. Maybe I should get on.
Yeah, maybe.
Can we talk like horror movies or like what can we talk about?
Well, that's horror barbecue. That's a different one, but I'm sure we could. I can let me go back and have a meeting, and we'll see.
Have a meeting. I love meetings.
Yes. Erica is coming in with Dogma, and I did do that
awesome.
one episode. I did do Dogma because it was after I did From Dusk Till Dawn, because I'm like also featuring Salma Hayek. Dogma. That was hard to say.
She was the best
because she's gorgeous. She's
she killed it.
Fucking hot.
Yeah.
I like her a lot. And then there was that movie, the one from like the 60s, that I was like, I don't understand this.
That was terrible.
Was it Succubus?
Yeah.
I feel like
because remember I would read off the director and stuff like that, and like little tidbits about the movie. Yeah, that one was a good one.
That was the one that was talking about like an acid trip with a midget and stuff. I'm like, I have to watch this movie.
It was very
from
interesting.
The description. And then when I watched it, I'm like, false advertising.
Yeah, it was terrible. I remember you were talking about that. But yeah, we had some incredible segments, but some of the guests, here we go, Mr. Podcast. And so we also had like some solid guests. And this was like, you got to get some taste of like your first interview.
Yes, which I do want to talk about, but I just want to say, because Mortimer said Sin City, and I did that one as well, and I loved that movie.
I've never seen it. Yeah, I've never seen it.
You should absolutely get it. But yes,
I'll add it.
When we talk about interviewing, I jumped in with both feet with my first interview.
Yeah,
which
and I couldn't even
Frank
be a
is still
part
salty
of it.
about.
Yeah, no, it's not that I was salty. It's just that, like I was gonna be there as a producer, and I couldn't even be a part of it. And it went well. It went well.
It was
Um,
fantastic. Artemisia Divine, if you
little
guys
plug.
haven't seen that, I'm plugging everybody tonight. Tonight is the night
No,
of
it's
the
a little
plug.
plug.
Um, she's amazing. She is a sex worker and dominatrix and sexual fantasy expert from Australia. And she was a delight.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah,
she was cool. She was nice. And then we had Mark on. We obviously had
yes,
Mark on,
we had
plugging the
Mark on
con.
talking about the con.
And then and then I gotta mention it, the interview that we did with the other girl.
I knew you were going to say, I'm
I'm
like,
not
should
gonna
I
drop.
even bring her up?
I'm not gonna drop her name, but like that was she was outrageous. She was just lost.
Yeah,
Respectfully, I mean, if we're gonna do some plugs, we're gonna do some chirps too. Chirping Plugs podcast. Um,
absolutely.
like I don't know what she was doing on there.
Well,
She gave me she was the most active when we were off air.
or when we were talking about hockey and
Talking about
she
hockey,
came
yeah,
up
we're
to
talking a
talk
little
about.
hockey.
But to me, that was good because that was good practice for when people aren't flowing
Yeah,
naturally and trying to get.
yeah, and you have to just drag, and you just either are dragging it or you're just continuously transitioning.
Yes, I have to give a shout out to Babylon, who is
Let's give a little
also
shout out.
here.
Let's give a little shout out.
So,
Babylon,
agreeing
what's
that
going on?
Sin City is great, and Erica also says you need to see Sin City. So
I
you
will,
better
Erica.
write yourself a note now
Yeah, mental note.
that you need to, not mental, write it down. You're like me. If you don't, I'll send you. I'll send you a text.
Yeah,
Um,
you're very good at reminding me about things. Sid finally got her pictures today from the.
from the
Did you get to see them?
premiere.
Did you see the pictures by the way?
I did. I did. Yeah, I was very excited in those pictures.
I can't control. I can't control your faces.
That's not what I'm talking about. So there was a red carpet premiere for Delco the movie back in January, and my husband's deli did the catering for it, so we got to go to the red carpet premiere.
Oh, you have a
And
Discord.
yes, and
Oh,
so
all right.
we all had to walk the red carpet and pose for pictures and all. And I got a new dress. I was feeling all saucy. Well, it was January. So when I saw the pictures, I was kind of like, hi, Beeman, in the dress. So I sent it to Dave and I was like, I was excited to be at the premiere with you.
Listen, you both look fantastic. It was good to see. I've seen you dressed up, on occasion. It's the first I got to see Dave dressed up. He looks smashing. Grab my ass,
You did?
respectfully. Breaking news, everybody. Dave grabbed my ass, and
There
I was
you
okay
go.
with it.
I was going to say, you didn't complain. So,
No, no, I told him to do it again.
yeah, there you go. Everybody say goodnight to Skull.
Skull, have a great night. Thanks for checking in.
And good luck on your interview
Pleasure.
tomorrow. You got it.
Good luck on that interview. Let me know if you need any tips or tricks. I love interviewing. I know I'm a big
That
interview guy. Big interview guy.
good people. So,
It's
oh
good to see
my,
your audience coming over from your other shows because I love the loyalty.
absolutely. We all like cross the streams around here. So, and
Don't cross
we
the streams. You know what happens. Don't cross the streams.
and we have Paul joining us tonight too, wondering what the hell he walked into. So,
Oh man. Oh,
thank you
so
so much for hopping on.
I'm her former producer when she first got into this bad boy.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Look at
I'm
our
just so
setups too. We got nice
grateful.
little setups. Look at our setups.
I know we have evolved for sure.
Yeah, what we're
So,
grateful about.
no, I'm just so grateful that we met and
No, so
that
am I.
you
You're my
started
close
me on
friends.
this journey. And because of that is how I met Johnny Necro. And then I got to do the mini series for him, the
Mm-hmm.
Number of Fiends of the Frozen
Whole
Dead
new world.
series, which really honed my interviewing skills.
Yes,
And
I will.
then that's how I met a lot of the people in the comments. And then Dustin got to be a guest on my podcast.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, because I had him on to talk to him about my book, and he wound up interviewing me, which was so fun.
I only love when that happens. He must be a natural. Does he have a podcast?
No, not a podcast, but he does a lot of
Interviews?
yeah, interviews and like spots and making videos and stuff. He's very good at it.
I want
So
to be interviewed. I love being interviewed.
there you
That's why
go.
I'll tell you something. That's why I'm kind of glad that I switched the computer stuff over at the bar area because then I can stand up.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I could too, but you'd be staring at the pocket on my hoodie, so that
Well,
wouldn't
you
work.
know.
My standing desk is in the living room.
Real quick, just since we're doing the plug-in thing, I want to plug your little one on a birthday approaching. All
Yes,
right,
yes.
last night in the teens,
So my
everybody's growing up.
last day of being the mom of a teenager. As of tomorrow, all three of my kids are adults,
That's wild.
like out of teenager years, adults.
That's wild.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It went by too fast, but they're all great. I'm very, very blessed to have wonderful kids, and they're
Yeah, they're
awesome.
great.
So
Nah, they're awesome. I got to meet them quite a few, all of them quite a few times.
yeah, they're good humans. So I'm very happy about that.
That's good. So real quick, because I am on a little bit of a time limit, but I do want to jump in here, of course. Tell me what's next for you. Let's hear what do we got going on.
Well, I just swallowed an ice cube. Hold on one second.
Okay. And then maybe
I
we
thought
start
you were
with the
going to
con.
talk longer than that, so I had ice in my
No,
mouth.
you're okay. You're okay. Unless you, I mean, yeah. Tell us what you got going on, and maybe we'll talk about the con for a few minutes.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I
Let's
definitely
get
want to
into it.
talk about the con
Yeah.
coming up in June because for now, I've got some guests coming on this show that I'm in the works talking with, which I'm super excited about in the next few weeks.
Love it.
But I'm always, always plugging my book. So thank you to everybody who has picked up a copy of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go. You can get your copy at
Ooh,
learnedingogo.com.
we should do an episode where I come on and we talk about the book. Well, I come on and we talk about the book because I mean, how many times did we mention it in the first season that I had to read the book?
I was going to say, did you
Maybe
finish
I
it?
did. Yeah, I did.
Oh, thank
Yeah, I did.
you.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
And then like we already mentioned, Red Huntress episode 2 came out last night, and I have two
You're
parts
in that too, right?
Yeah, I have two roles in that, which is awesome. I got to play two different characters.
Yeah, I heard that. I'll have to check it out.
Yes, and Curse of the Ghostwriter and Power of Positive Murder and trying to think what else is coming up. There's so much. I just love it. I do have to write it down. It's written down in the living room. Oh, should have brought it with me. But no, just more of that stuff, which I'm enjoying doing so much.
Good.
I've mentioned before, it's like we need to do silly, fun things. And these remind me of growing up with my brothers. We used to make videos. We used to make little mini movies. So it's like playing with my friends all over again. Only now, as a grown up, I get to play with my friends and make movies and all that. Yes, I'm going to be Nyx in the sequel to Legend of Bloody Bones, which I cannot wait to play. Super duper cool. I get to be a goddess. But coming up sooner than that in June, right? It's in June.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, because it was in April the first 2 years.
It was in April first 2 years. Yeah.
Now it's in June.
Now it's in June.
The Great Delco PopCon.
Okay.
Which is
very exciting.
Convention.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super excited, and I'm sure we'll do a like a full episode, kind of like talking more about it. But yeah, I was welcome back to do the photos for it. But this year we have had a few adjustments, so I'm going to be taking a bigger lead, a bigger role within. So I'll be kind of like one of the faces that you'll see a lot, other than just doing photography work. I'll be doing a lot of the social media stuff as well. So stay engaged. We're super excited. I'm learning more and more about this kind of the con and stuff like that, and the kind of like the people I've gotten to meet through it are incredible. Johnny was definitely probably one of the ones at the top of the list for sure. Got Brian, obviously our good friend Delco Batman. A little plug for him. Became one of my good friends. And Kelly and I are going to be teaming up, and we're going to it's going to be a lot of fun. We're having an Iceworks this year, which is I'm honored and grateful that I was able to help out with that. I played some hockey there. I played some junior hockey there, so I got to know those guys really, really well over the years. So we were ready to expand and get a bigger room. So we got the deal done, and we're going to be over there. And the cool thing is, like, since it's at a hockey rink, I have a little bit more affiliation. So like playing hockey there, of course we're going to have the con part of everything like that, but you might see a couple different things like within like the hockey community. So it's a little bit of the best of the both worlds for sure. We're going to get some players there. I'm working on some other things too behind the scenes as well.
Awesome. Yeah, because this is in Aston, Pennsylvania. So for the people that are not local, where we live is called Delco, which is short for Delaware County. You heard me talk about Delco, the movie. little bit earlier. That's about this county that we live in.
I know
But
officially. I just
yes,
moved here, by the way, everybody. About 2 months ago. 3 months ago.
yes, welcome to Delco.
Oh yeah.
But I'm excited because this year I'm going to be there. If things go the way that I want them to, I'll be there as a vendor to sell
You'll be fine.
copies of my book.
You'll be fine.
And I will have photos
Do you hear
to
me?
sell. I hear you.
All right, good. No, I just want you to know. I've the emails are a little bit slower, but the confirmation was good.
No worries.
Yeah, I'm not worried. You seem a little bit worried. Not worried.
No, I'm just laughing because of the conversation we had. I never got an answer about the table, but I'm like, we can talk about it later.
Oh yeah, no. If that's just because I'm just left on red.
It's all ghost. Told you, ghost.
You know me. I'm like when it comes to business, I'm like, I'm nonstop.
I got ghosted. But if you're in the area, come visit because
yes, come visit.
Johnny Necro is going to be there. Am I allowed to say people that haven't been? I don't know who's been announced.
I mean, pretty much. Check out the social media. The great, the great con, the great pop Delco con. Probably said that wrong, but it's okay. We have a lot of announcements that are out there. But like I said, we'll schedule an episode where we kind of like do a full review.
Absolutely.
Of that. So and like we'll be able to give some tips, some little teas and stuff like that. Because me, I love my tea. Big tea guy. Yeah, we love our tea. We love our girl talk.
So whoever goes to cons, you like going to cons, you think about a con, who's your number one dream guest, like to go see at a convention, whether it's a horror convention, whether it's a comic convention, put that in the comments. Who would you like? Who is your dream person to meet? Because last year I got to meet Claudia Wells. I don't have the picture.
My picture's back there. Yeah, she was the best.
Yeah, she was so.
I still stay in touch with her because I did some graphic work for her.
Okay, she texts me every now and again. She's just a very sweetheart, like sweet person. Very nice. Yep.
Yeah, she was super cool. It was really cool. It was really cool to all the people that we got to meet, and we got to conduct some interviews and stuff like that. Unfortunately, James Stokes was awesome. Unfortunately, I have to skedaddle off of this wonderful show. I'm so sorry. It makes me so hard, but I have a big project I'm working on. Sid's very well aware of it. Time has been not on my side because lots have been happening, but I at least want to pop on and just come on and show some love because we were talking about this
podcast anniversary.
I know, I love it. Sydney, thank you so much for having me on your show. We'll have to schedule another one and we'll talk more. I love your audience and you're doing awesome. I'll actually want to say one more thing before I go. We started this. I mean, you're in your third season. It's not easy to, and we've talked about this before. It's not easy to take the step to try something new, especially when you're at a certain age. Is it like, am I wasting my time? What's my purpose of doing this? You didn't need a purpose to do this. You enjoy doing this, and people that enjoy doing this kind of thing, you're only going to get better. Like, I love doing my show, and it's funny because I've had 3 podcasts at one time, and now I have one, and they're still around, but I love doing the show that I do, and then that's what I kind of surrounded my brand around. So you have done awesome. I am so glad that you have been able to take a little bit of what I've been able to show you, whether it's just learn the platform or what. But I always enjoy your stuff. You're doing awesome. I love your stuff. Keep it coming. I'll always be one of your number one fans. Actually, I am your number one fan. You're crushing it. I love your stuff. I love you. You're one of my closest friends. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here again. Back on the show.
Yes. Well, I love you too, and thank you for hopping on here.
Of course. Thank you so much. I love your audience too, by the way. You guys keep rocking and rolling. And if you're up for any kind of hockey content, you can follow the Chirpin' Pucks podcast.
Absolutely. Go follow Chirpin' Pucks podcast.
All right. Love you so much.
Love you too. I'll talk to you soon. Right. Yay. So that was cool. Frankie. It's so crazy. Like a year ago, I just remember when I was about to hit the button to start the podcast. And I didn't even do it live because I was too scared. But I'm like, okay, I'm just going to try it. And I just did some deep breathing and I hit the button and I figured I'm either going to like do great or I'm going to suck. But either way, I'm going to have a good time. So You know, sometimes you have to take that approach in life and just try something new. You know, we're not all going to be great at everything, but you don't know what you're good at until you try it. So, you know, try something new. Are we not getting comment? I haven't had a new comment in a bit, so I want to make sure that you guys are still seeing me, right? Let's see here. Is this thing on? Can somebody just say hey in the comments if I'm still like coming out live? Because I don't see any activity, and that's just weird because you guys are always chitty chatty. Okay, Babylon says we're still here. Cool. Just making sure. All right. Yay! Yeah, guys, I got so nervous because I asked about con guests and nobody said anything. I'm like, maybe I got disconnected and I'm just talking to the ether here. You did? I didn't get it, Erica. Let's see here. No, I don't have, let's see. Hey or hi. Is that how you say hey in Thailand, Babylon? I'm crossing the streams. Let me see. This thing is being silly. All right, let it go. Is it on my Facebook page and I just can't see it? No, this is last week's episode. I'm telling you, technology is wonky. Yeah, I can't even see the stream on Facebook. Okay, so if you did tell me a con guest, I didn't see it, so please tell me again. Babylon says I withheld my Thailand jokes. You said that's a hard question. I thought you were talking about Thailand for a second. Okay, my brain needs to get out of the gutter. Okay. But since I keep saying Thailand, I'm going to be a victim of my own. Let's see here. Okay, so Erica says, oops, I hit the wrong comment. Don't know if he goes to any cons, but Stephen King. I would love to meet Stephen King. When I was growing up, I wasn't allowed to read Stephen King, so I got my hands on every Stephen King book that I possibly could, and I just ate them up. I would have to hide them in my room and then like wait till everybody went to bed and like secretly read the books. I always loved his books, and I would just love to meet him just to say that I did, because he seems like a pretty cool dude. Mortimer said, took a sip of my coffee for that and now one for that one. All right. See, I used to be able to drink coffee all day long. I used to drink a ridiculous amount of coffee, and now I'm old and I can't do that anymore. I can't. If I had a drink of coffee now, it's 9:52, I'd be up until tomorrow morning, and that's sad because I never used to be like that. So let's see. Me too. Parents allowed, but you started reading them. Yeah, exactly. I was about 11, I would think, when I started reading them too. And I loved them. I love the books. Let's see. Lizzie says, my favorite people we've met were not really celebrities. Colt had this guy that drove Oswald to the book depository. No shit. Next year they had one of the West Memphis Three. Oh my God, their stories hit hard. If you're not familiar with the West Memphis Three, and you are a true crime person, or even a person with empathy, I mean, what they did to those kids is horrific and inexcusable. And I mean, Damien's the only name that I remember, but horrible, absolutely horrible. And just because of the satanic panic that was around, it's awful. So I'm glad that some of the people that were involved in it are at least able to share their stories and maybe make a little money off of it, because they're never going to get that time back. They're never going to get that section of their lives back. So at least if they can get a little bit of their finances taken care of, that's a very, very, very small thing that they can do, because that's awful. Let's see. Babylon says, Salem's Lot was my favorite King book. I was trying to think of my favorite because I loved Pet Cemetery, definitely one of my favorites. I know I read Christine multiple times and It multiple times. when I got through The Stand, I was so proud of myself because that book was so long and I read the whole thing. But yeah, I don't think that there were any that I didn't like. Even like when it got to like Gerald's Game, I still didn't feel like I wasted my time reading it, even though that's not one of the big ones, you know. Misery is another great one. And so many of them got turned into movies, you know, like The Shining, of course, is a classic. And I think they did an amazing job with the movies as well. Like the majority of the King books have made awesome movies. Even like The Green Mile, I love that movie. That movie made me cry. So like it was just really well done. Um and yes, I did read the unabridged version, Erica, of The Stand, and it was like it's over 1,000 pages, isn't it? It's huge. Lizzie says, I forget which guy it was, but he was so chill and had such a positive outlook. And what got me was him saying, we knew we were innocent and just expected the system to work. Just ouch. Exactly. And the only thing those kids did wrong was they dressed the way they wanted to dress. Horrible. Horrible. Let's see here. Mortimer's talking about the mask for Atropos is looking creepy. I'm proud of how it's coming. That's for his movie. So more movie talk, all the movie talk. And yeah, Lizzie says I cried the whole time he spoke. Absolutely, because you're a human being with feelings and you're empathetic to that. That's awful. Awful, awful. Babylon says Mr. Bojangles. Yes. Yes. Oh my God. There's so many good characters. Like he's very creative, even though they kind of follow after a while, you can kind of see the pattern that he follows. I didn't mind that because I liked the stories, even though you're kind of like, okay, there's kids and there's a monster of some sort, and you know, like kind of thing. But I always found them really interesting and very enjoyable to read. Um, I forget what else I used to like sneak back then because I was allowed to read the Flowers in the Attic books, you know, just not Stephen King. Um, and I remember for summer reading for school one year, Rosemary's Baby was on it, so I wanted to read that. And I enjoyed that book too. There's a lot of good books out there. I wish I made more time to read now. Um, I really enjoy it, but I don't allow myself to read. And I need to get back to that because when my kids were little, I used to have like family reading time. And for like a half an hour, they'd have to get off of all the screens, myself included, and we'd all just sit in the living room and read our books for like a half an hour. And most of the time it would be longer than that. Or like they'd all be done and I'd still be reading. But I need to get back to that. I need to make myself have mandatory reading time and just unplug for a little bit because I think it's healthy for your brain to do that every now and then. The Dead Zone, yes. Yeah, it's another classic. I was gonna say something and my train just crashed. Did you guys see that? Did you see my my thought just fall out of my ear? But speaking of books, I think it's time for a little bit of pick a page. All right. First three numbers in the comments between 1 and 306. Who's going to pick a number? Let's see. Babylon says, oh, so what am I going to do when the kids are all moved out? I'm saying about reading time for myself, but between you, me, and the four walls, there's probably a couple of them that are never going to move out. So we don't have to worry about it. All right, 234. Let's see. Dun, dun, 2, 3, 4. All right. Most women who have fallen that far do not have the self-worth or self-esteem to get out of the cycle of abuse or out of the circumstances that have put them in that place to begin with. That was a more serious chapter than some of the other ones. All right, Erica says 250. Oh, and I missed Lizzie's 37 in a row. All right, I'll do that one next. Okay, 250 is, let's see, Some of her greatest hits are, "Oh my God, look at how fat you are. No one could love you. You're a worthless piece of shit. And you may as well just eat all of the nachos and cheese because all of the working out and eating right you've been doing is pointless. You'll never have the abs you want." Interesting enough, I was talking about this chapter with someone earlier today. And finally, let's do 37 in a row. Okay. There was a Tatiana who worked there, but it wasn't me. I corrected him a few times, then decided I didn't really care. Tatiana used to sneak up behind me, grab me, and moan, "Oh, Tatiana," like the customer. More than once, she would be giving a couch dance at the same time I was in there with the guy. And Tatiana and I wouldn't look at each other or we would just start giggling. I remember that vividly. I can picture the man that used to call me Tatiana, and it didn't matter how many times I told him my name was Sydnee. He thought I was Tatiana, and he would moan Tatiana, and Tatiana and I would crack up. So that that was pretty funny. Tatiana was a sweetheart. I used to work with some really cool people, so that was a funny story. But all right, guys, I am running out of steam, but this has been so much fun. I love you all so much, and I love that you take some time out of your busy lives to spend it with little old me, chit-chatting and, oh, no, Babylon. You can't call me Tatiana unless you've read the book. So, bizarre and creepy, yes. But no, I do appreciate all of you, and I appreciate you hopping on here on Wednesday night to just have a little chit chat and have some fun. I appreciate it. It really makes me feel awesome and gives me a good energy boost. And you guys are also okay. The comments are killing me. Yes. All right. So, okay, Tatiana's going to turn into my Thailand in these comments. But I'm laughing because Sosavarian knows a lot of these stories, and just not Schmegel. That's another person I mentioned in the book, the Schmegel stories. Gollum. You haven't seen anything until you've seen a stripper that looks like Schmegel. Anyway. You guys have a fantastic night. I cannot wait to see you again next week on Friday. I am thrilled to be on Dadmented Geek Den, and I can't wait till you guys see that. And then Saturday is the goddamn program. And if you haven't yet, you can catch last night's episode of The Red Huntress, episode 2. And there was a podcast afterwards with me and some of the other people from the cast. So you can go back. I shared it on my page, but you might have to go to the Red Huntress page to see it because I don't know if it's still connected to my page. But yeah, so definitely check out all this stuff. And as always, if I can shout something out for you, send me the information because I want us all to be successful. We need to lift each other up. I'm going to say it again. When the tide comes in, all ships arise. So don't be afraid to help each other out. Success is not pie. You know, it's not going to run out if you are helping somebody else out. It's infinite. So definitely, you guys are killing me in the comments. Definitely give each other shouts out. Love you too, Lizzie. Did I say the Red Huntress? I think that would be like the porn parody of the Red Huntress. It would be the Red Huntress. That's hysterical. You shouldn't give me ideas, Babylon. Not that I would make it myself, but to commission that would be hysterical. And it is damn fine pie. Absolutely. All right. So just remember that when life comes at you, you have to take all your problems head on because if you stick your head in the sand, you think you're hiding from your problems, but the rest of the world just sees a big ass. Love ya. Bye.